Trump is back in power, and one of the things that his supporters and he himself has said is that they want to make America more of an isolationist country. That means no wars and not getting involved in other countries' affairs.
Comments Donald Trump made on Air Force One about their future in Gaza ricocheted across the Middle East.
I mean, you're talking about probably 1.5 million people, and we just clean out that whole thing.
No. Dude, it's been a week. How could you possibly have made the most tense situation in the world more tense? I mean, I know how you could, but why? I know that Trump was anointed by God this last year by being spared from an assassination attempt. But God, please, next time, can you anoint someone that doesn't just say wild, undoable bullshit? What do you mean, clean the whole thing out? Where are the people of Gaza supposed to go?
We'd like Jordan to house people from Gaza.
Okay, at least he has a semblance of a plan.
Jordan's foreign minister gave a firm no.
Shit. There has to be somewhere else for them to go, though, right?
I'd like Egypt to take people.
And it's also a notion that's already been rejected by Egypt.
Well, that's just bullshit. Why won't they take them? It's not like Trump has been ambiguous with his language. It's only going to be short term, not long term.
Yeah, could be temporarily, could be long term.
Buddy, come on. Okay. So none of the places that Trump wants to take the Gazan refugees are on board. But where there's a will, there's a way. So surely the Palestinians themselves love this plan.
This is our country and our land and the land of our ancestors. We want to live and die on it.
This Palestinian said he completely rejected Trump's proposed solution, while another displaced man slammed it as a futile attempt to drive us away from our Palestinian land.
Did you fucking run this by anyone? You clearly didn't run it by Egypt or Jordan, the two places that you need to take these refugees. You didn't run it by the Palestinians. If Don Jr. wasn't around, could you at least have run it by Eric? So all of this just adds up to nothing. Saying this out loud was completely useless. It was pouring gas onto literally a raging fire. This is why I hate Trump. Just saying crazy shit. Because why not? Here's why not. You're supposed to be the let's take care of things at home, let's not fight other people wars president. Great, let's just not do that then. But not fighting wars isn't just not sending troops or not dropping bombs. It's also about not riffing openly about relocating a group of people who've already elected a fundamentalist death cult to protect them specifically from being relocated. Before I get to the rest of the headlines, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Pundits on various media outlets are stating that Trump only pardoned the J6 rioters so that he could have his own private militia.
And one senior Dem state legislator from out west texted me and said, he literally just let his private militia out of jail. He said he's instilled a sense of loyalty. These people feel loyal to him, and their lawlessness is now going to go unchecked, and he can now call on them again to do what they would like.
Well, I guess if somebody texted it to you and used the word literally, then it's completely okay for you to go on national television and speculate about unfounded bullshit.
Proud Boys, a paramilitary fascist organization. He's like releasing his personal militia here.
They're kind of like they are dogs ready to be unleashed by Donald Trump at a moment's notice.
Trump doesn't need a private militia or dogs to be released at a moment's notice. He's got SEAL Team 6, you assholes. I said in last week's video that he should not have pardoned every single one of the people involved in January 6th and that some of those people deserve to be convicted of the crimes they committed. But why do these people in the media do this to themselves? It's like they're doing fan fiction of the state of America. They come up with something and repeat it enough times that they actually start to believe it and then just start talking about it openly on television. Nothing about anything that these people said is a fact. It just sounds good to them. Trump is not going to get hauled into the war room one day and then some general's going to be like, the Chinese have reached the West Coast. Get me the QAnon shaman and the eye patch guy. Lindsey Graham is a Republican who is disappointed by Trump pardoning all of the J6 rioters.
On Monday, he was among those who got a full pardon. Yeah. Are you okay with that?
No, I don't like this.
You can see that he's upset. But that's just because he found the idea of all those rebellious, sweaty men in prison sexy as f***. Starbucks made an announcement that they are no longer going to let non-paying customers use their bathrooms. This is what I do not accept about chain restaurants doing this. Your establishments are ubiquitous. People go to them all the time. We buy your shit and we don't always use the washroom. That's us banking our piss. Sir, you're going to have to buy something if you want to use the washroom. I bought a $5 coffee on Tuesday. Buzz me the f*** in. Trump has ended the security detail on over 50 people, including John Bolton. But don't worry, it's not just because he hates their guts.
Last night, Trump also signed an executive order revoking Ambassador Bolton's security clearance, along with the clearances of 51 other former intelligence officials. All of them signed a 2020 letter saying that emails from a laptop belonging to Hunter Biden carried, quote, all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation.
Okay, maybe it is just because he hates their guts.
Is he ultimately saying, I hope you die?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, what an insane thing to ask to a man's face. Do you think he just wants you to die? Well, I do now. He at least wants him to be in constant fear that he's going to die. I mean, come on, Trump, you yourself were almost assassinated last year. Is there no camaraderie? Unlike Trump, if John Bolton were assassinated, he should not expect this response.
When they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next President of the United States, enough was enough.
That type of response is for true Hulkamaniacs, and true Hulkamaniacs don't look like this. Actually, probably a lot of them do now. I am not a fan of John Bolton either. He hasn't met a foreign country whose dick he didn't want to kick in. But it's Iran who wants to kill him, and they also want to kill Trump. Let's have a little solidarity here. You hate Iran. You can't tell me that you hate John Bolton more. I mean, maybe. But think of how petty that is, and I know I'm talking about Trump here. But what's he saying here? Work for me, but if you disagree with me publicly, the Iranians can have you. The only reason why the Iranians want him at all is because he helped you kill Soleimani. Really think this through. You have 4 years in office, and you're gonna have a lot of people you wanna kill. You can't do it all by yourself. So you want people to know that if they help you kill somebody, you're gonna have their back. Otherwise, you're just sitting in the Oval Office. Your kill list is just in a desk drawer collecting dust. And the only thing getting you through the day is that John Bolton started his car this morning and he was vaporized. Zoe Zeldana says that when she was younger, she was bullied while living in the Dominican Republic for not speaking Spanish. That's not the interesting part because that's not interesting. The interesting part is the photo they chose to accompany this article. Look, who doesn't like tits? But what does this have to do with not speaking Spanish? The topic is boring, the story is boring, the headline is boring, so let's throw some tits on this or we got nothing. Trump has openly and frequently been threatening Canada with imposing tariffs. One of the main reasons he states is
the fentanyl coming through Canada is massive. The fentanyl coming through Mexico is massive.
Massive, okay. What's massive? Well, U.S. Customs estimates that 9,700 kilos of fentanyl come through the Mexico-U.S. border. That sounds pretty high. 9,700 kilos sounds like a lot. Surely Canada is somewhere in the ballpark of that. There's no way that after reading all the data, it would be extraordinary to believe that Canada was a threat to America in respect to fentanyl.
It is extraordinary to think that anybody could read any of the data that are available and think that Canada is a threat to the US with respect to fentanyl.
Well, f*** me sideways. Okay, well then how much fentanyl is going from Canada into the United States?
Less than 20 kilograms of fentanyl was seized along the northern border with Canada.
20 kilos? That's it? That's what all this bullshit is about? I could find 20 kilos in my neighborhood this afternoon. Wait a second though, the border goes both ways. There's absolutely no chance that illegal drugs are coming into Canada from America because Trump wouldn't threaten something like this unless he had all his ducks in a row. Then it would just seem like a completely bullshit fabricated issue.
Cocaine coming from Mexico comes through the United States. In fact, just less than 10 days ago, police in Ontario seized 835 kilograms of cocaine.
835 kilos of coke in one seizure only 10 days ago. That seems like a notable imbalance between the two countries' illegal drug trade. So maybe these tariffs are about something else. Something we can't figure out, something random. Because it's Trump, everything with him is a moving target. Even him. But in response to the tariffs, Canada has launched a crackdown on fentanyl. But you're just cracking down on it now? This seems like something you should have done already. It shouldn't have taken crazy threats from Trump. Are you saying that you could have before, but you just didn't? But now that the price of softwood lumber is involved, it's time to get your ass into gear? It does make it really hard to defend the Canadian feds. Fine, I guess we'll get rid of fentanyl. Jesus. So yeah, Trump is embellishing the problem with fentanyl crossing into America from Canada. But Canada has had a fentanyl problem for a little bit now. Fentanyl-related overdoses were up 39% in Canada last year. And the only thing of note that I've really seen them do is give out and promote the use of Narcan kits. Narcan kits can reverse an overdose. And I think it's a good thing that they're giving those out and showing people how to use them. Any way we can save people from dying who didn't have to, I think is a good idea. But that can't be just it. Your one and only solution to the fentanyl problem can't just be tossing people a Narcan kit and telling them to go Pulp Fiction themselves.